All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hey guys, this is DJ Dank.
I am Andrew Roberts.
And this is Film Feud, where the two people here at Under the Golden Gate go see the movie and come back and give their unsolicited opinions, unknowing what the other one thinks. So this is a tribute to Siskel and Ebert, by the way. So anyway, I'm going to go first. The movie we chose was currently in cinemas now. It's Lovelace, based on the novel Ordeal by Linda Lovelace, which is the true story of her becoming a porn icon in the 70s, back in the day when the rating system had changed, X-rated films were in the theaters, and finally adult material was actually being passed on in actual theaters to actual mainstream public type people. Linda Lovelace herself became a national icon because she starred in Deep Throat, where she was infamously doing what was the title of the film, and it caused quite a stir. She became a superstar, and this is kind of her story. Of course, in her real story, she also later on claims that she was held captive and raped and sold to people and this, that, and the other. But then there are those who disagree with those ideas because of some of her other things she's done and some of the movies she made before she made Deep Throat. So it's a very controversial subject matter. Unfortunately, this movie was not up to handle that task. I found it to be kind of pedantic and kind of like a Lifetime TV movie with dick sucking. I did enjoy the lead performances by Amanda Seyfried as Linda Blair, and Peter Skarsgård was appropriately sexy and slimy at the same time as her husband. Perfect. And I also enjoyed Chris Noth from Mr. Big from the Sex and the City films as one of the porn producers. And also on a fantasy note, it did have Adam Brody from the OC playing Harry Reams, and I would go back in a time machine for that. Other than that, I also enjoyed Debbie Mazar, Chloe Sevigny, James Franco, and Sharon Stone. Well, she got all dolled up to be ugly, but she didn't have much to do but look sad. So, and then, like I said, I kind of enjoyed it all the way through, and then halfway through, when it was all the like, oh, poor me, I was abused stuff, it kind of turned real TV movie-ish, and the movie didn't really look vibrant, and it made one major flaw, and that was it put Eric Roberts in a cameo, which of course brings to mind another movie called Star 80, which was directed by Bob Fosse. It's a fucking masterpiece. So if you're going to be bringing that to the table, you better bring up something better than this Lovelace movie. And the thing is you could watch Boogie Nights, you could watch The Lonely Lady with Pia Zadora. You know, all these movies are more entertaining than Lovelace. I enjoyed it, okay? I mean, you know, I enjoy a Lifetime TV movie late at night when I have nothing else to do and I want to check my brain out. But with this kind of charged subject matter, I think that it should go way beyond that. So that's my opinion.
What do you really think, Dan?
You asked.
And that was our film reviews for the week. Tune in next week, and what will the video...
Well, aren't you going to respond?
Oh, I don't think we have time, Dan.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to say everything you have to say at the start?
I gave my review, and then you give your review. Didn't you ever watch Siskel and Ebert?
Oh, no. I never did.
Jeez, he said he did.
I thought they did the thumbs up thing.
Well, they did, but their style was one of them gave the review, and then the other one responded to it, and then they argued about it.
Ah, so I have to remember everything you just said.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Okay, Andrew, what did you think of the movie? Did you like the movie?
I thought it was great.
See?
I thought it was a great movie. It was far better than the trash that you're seeing at the major cinemaplexes these days, like your IMAX and your that. I think with the advent of like international markets and 3D glasses, it's the golden age of cinema if you're fucking retarded. It's just absolute vapid horse shit, overpriced. The only way you can sit through it is if you're jacked up on candy and Coke that cost about $3,000.
And all that palm oil.
It's just rubbish. And then you see something like this, it's a smaller budget, but it's got more storyline, more character development, and better acting outside of James Franco, who...
Oh, wasn't he terrible?
Well, like, I mean, you're supposed to be Hugh Hefner, like, at least act like he just went...
He kind of looked like Peter Lawford more than like Hugh Hefner.
He looked like James Franco. He's like this, he's like, hey, I'm Hugh Hefner. And it's like, no, you're not. You're James Franco. I will say this. I don't think it was a story specifically about porn. It was more about a relationship.
And her ordeal.
Well, I know, judge not lest ye be judged. I mean, like, he went on.
I mean,
to
many people. I'm sorry, but I mean, many of the people the things he did to her, many people have that done to them voluntarily in San Francisco. So it was one of those things where I was like, well, it was kind of bad, but I mean, come on. Plus, the guy they divorced, and he married like some other porn superstar and lived with her for years and years, and there was Marilyn Chambers. Never a problem.
Who was in the movie The Green Door, which was shot here in
Behind the Green Door.
What did I say?
Green Door.
Whatever.
Correction.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty tame by today's standards.
Yes.
Like some of these porno movies, like there's no one even getting set on fire or kicked in the genitals.
Fisted, really.
Yeah, there's no fisting. It was pretty tame. I will say though that it's one of those classic stories. Like the first man through the door gets all the bullets. The first woman through the green door gets all the dicks.
Right.
And she did kind of cop a whole bunch, and it kind of tore her down.
Yeah.
A little bit, and that's what the movie's about. It's kind of like a tragic, dramatic story of a woman who did a lot for society and broke down a lot of barriers, but in doing so, kind of had a pretty tragic.
Well, many people think the reason she recounted later on was because she got involved in the feminist movement, and she was trying to find an excuse for her behavior in that time.
Well, if you want to see, have you ever seen, like, I don't know if we could discuss this, but that brings up another movie that was Inside Deep Throat, which was actually a documentary that actually goes far more...
Much better. Watch that one instead of this movie.
Well, if you want to know the facts and what actually happened and the full story...
the facts.
This is just a dramatic take.
Made for TV movie.
And I read a lot of the stuff.
With dick sucking.
But, alright, well, let's go to another movie. What did you think of Elysium?
Elysium was... semi decent crap.
It was fucking shit.
Okay, I'll go with that. Jodie Foster, wasted. I mean, what kind of role was that? Oh, it was a paycheck role.
Yeah.
And also, if you wanted to go to Elysium, you really wanted to go there. Ew, it was awful. It was like prefab, living in the boony, awful suburbs. With those prefab, I mean, who wants to live with those people?
It was a bunch of commie horse shit about free healthcare.
Yep. Exactly.
Are there any China references in there?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what they're trying to make it. It's all about. It's all about like communist ideals that everyone should have free healthcare and everyone should be able to sit in a machine that makes you all better. If they had them in San Francisco, the amount of people who would show up Monday morning like, can you recover me from my heroin overdose? I mean, it's ridiculous. People need to be responsible for their own fucking health. This is America, goddammit. Share nothing, own everything.
Totally. So what I hate about it is a lot of the critics are going, "Oh, it was just so smart," and I was like,
Elysium?
"Well, it wasn't dumb, but I mean, it needed a couple more levels. I mean, because if you're a sci-fi person, you expect some like symbolism,
Solaris,
something going on, anything,
like, fucking Blade Runner, like
Starship Troopers,
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers was
How was
awesome.
Matt Damon?
Damn straight. Matt Damon was buffed up. He does a decent job. I mean, and after a while, I just want to take a shower too. It was just. I mean, it was gritty, but then after a while, it was just like, ugh, come on, people.
It was kind of rough. And, like, I mean, the place that Matt Damon was living, they were living on Earth, and it was, like, all urban, and they were taking drugs and stealing cars. I'm like,
hanging out.
Fucking, that's heaven.
That's the barrio. It's hanging out. It's fun.
Yeah, that's what America's about.
Well, that's what I say. It's like when all the Christians tell me that I should, like, join their side, so I'll go up to heaven, and I'm going, yeah, but I'll be hanging out with you. I'd rather go to hell and hang out with all the party people. That's where I'll be.
So this is...
song being written about that.
I think that there's two kinds of movies that are being made at the moment. There's your bottom 50% that they're targeting, which is your big budget. If you need 3D glasses to see a movie, you're a fucking idiot.
Pacific Rim.
You are stupid. You are a stupid...
one come in 3D or not?
I did see some 3D 70s porn one time.
What's that?
I did see some 3D 70s porn one time.
Yeah.
They would ejaculate into the screen. It didn't work
Wow,
that
that's
well. It sounds, and the first shot's like these big boobies bopping up in the like that. But I mean, it was that really old 3D, so it didn't kind of just give you a headache. But
Yeah.
they do exist.
But these smaller, more independent movies, I'm giving them the thumbs up. Like movies like...
Oh, I'm not gonna let them slide just because they're independent and they're somewhat smarter. I mean, it's
But
still.
I-
if you want to watch a better movie, watch fucking Star 80. That's amazing, and it's almost really kind of the same story. But Dorothy Stratton.
I just think the more they're putting into technology, the worse movies are becoming.
Well, it's because it's a world global market. We no longer have national distribution. It's now worldwide distribution. It used to be when a film opened here, it wouldn't open in anywhere other country for months. And now it's going vice versa because they're making so much more money in Europe. So if they can make a movie that just explodes, you don't have to explain a whole lot. You make a lot more money. That's why a lot of the really good quality stuff is going to TV with your little 12-episode arc television shows like Game of Thrones, Dexter. There's any number of them.
Game of Thrones stole my idea that you can put tits and a midget in anything and it'll be awesome.
Total Recall. Machine gun.
So are we doing thumbs or are we doing a rating system?
With 2 fingers.
We're doing fingers.
But anyway, out of what? How many cocks do I have to go by?
5.
5 cocks. I give it 2.5.
That was Lovelace.
A little midget one.
Lovelace.
A little Vienna sausage.
I'll give Lovelace 3 rubber cocks out of 5.
There you go.
And Elysium?
2.
I'll give Elysium 1.
Good special effects.
Oh, harsh.
Special effects were good. I'll give it that.
I'm so over it.
No, I know.
Really
It was a big disappointment.
Sick of this trash.
I actually paid money for that piece of shit.
Yep.
Was better that or Tom Cruise's movie?
That was a piece of shit too.
So which?
Sorry, Cruise.
And they're pieces of shit on the same level. They're just kind of like that mediocre.
Good
Like
graphics.
if you've seen 18 sci-fi movies, you've seen it. You've seen this
Yeah.
movie. You look at it in 5 minutes, you're going, oh, then he's not going to be real. Then she's going to get mad, and it's.
Yeah.
And that one was made into a movie, I believe, called Robot with
Will Smith?
No. The one where the guy is living his life cleaning up the planet, and he has that one little robot friend.
Wally.
No, it's not Wally. Moon. That's it. Moon's the exact same movie. It's better.
Yeah, Moon was great.
Moon was great. See Moon, see Star 80.
That was the same.
See Valley of the Dolls. Okay, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
That's a great start. I'll look at that in editing.